Right, so where do we need to go? Talk to a Barud at the entrance to Sul Madush. There's all these people that have got quests for us, which I don't think I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to do. Let's just go on a little trundle down here, shall we? Okay, so we actually are here already. That's fine. That's fine. Just a little trundle. Just a little trundle. Okay, well, tomorrow here in the UK we are expecting an almighty heat wave. We've had a decent one already this week. The last couple of days has been quite extraordinary, but we shall see. But yeah, tomorrow's supposed to be looking
Ulishar thought I might be interested in accompanying you to search for Corridon.
The brother is most considerate. While he deserves not to leave the grove unless he must, I feel quite the opposite. Travel southeast of Sulmadash through the swampland. Okay. Oh, we're going to need the Song of Aid, haven't we? Okay, let's just do that. Oh, that's Inspire Fellows. That's Fellowship Heart. No. No. Huh. Okay. That's Songs of War, okay. That's Inspire. Is it Inspire? Oh, it is Inspire Fellowship. Dickhead. Is that one? It's that one. I thought I was like, I'm sure it's that one. But lo and behold, it wasn't. Right, so we are going to travel southeast of Sulmadush through the swampland. How far are we going to? Okay, not too far. Not too far. We'll just keep stopping to twang these so that we can get this one finished. As you do. Yeah. It's quite impressive that this is a level 152. Okay, and I'm level 56 in an area that has actually got enemies that are quite high, even though I can't spot one at the moment. There we go, Marshrat at 157. So 152 in a 157 area. Interesting. Interesting. There we go. Boink. Okay, there'll be a camp here. Okay, Hunters Guild of Murgalar. Okay, there's a mustering hall here as well. Blight Weavers.
May nature's blessings find you.
Defeat blighted spiders east of Sulmadash. Now, interesting. Can I do this? It is a fellowship one, so I'm not entirely sure. Footsteps in the mire.
How can I help?
Okay.
What do you need?
Blight samples. I mean, they're small fellowships.
May nature's blessings find you.
So I don't actually know if I'm going to be able to do these, but if not, I shall
What do you need?
throw them away. So we'll carry on with what we're doing anyway. Right, we need 10 more. 10 more and then we're good. We're just going to focus on this. which will be ideal. There's an Adagine Weaver there. Okay, I don't think that counts as anything, but c'est la vie. It's fine. Seven left, which is good. Fenroma as well. Oh no, we're going well over here. Okay, there's a lot of things around here that I need to kind of kill, avoid. Actually, know if we need to kill these or not. Four more. So travel through the swampland. Okay, it's not there. Definitely not there. Oh, there he is. Hello. Open up, I guess. Good girl. What can you do? Good girl. Hold on. Two more. Let's get this done and then I can switch back to my proper skills. Because I really don't want to be doing this. Yeah, for whatever reason, Restream is not detecting people. I have no idea why. There we go. We've done that. We completed one of the class deeds, which I should have probably done about 15 years ago, if not more. There we go. Nice. Look. We've looked.
We should not go this
Travel
way
west.
without allies beside us.
Okay, so what is it that's around us here? So to the south is Harvest of the Diseased. Collect light samples east of Sulmadouche. Okay. That's another Adagine Weaver. Oh, hello. Shit. Oh, crap. That might be fun. Oh, that would be why you don't take them on. Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see why this is a do not pass go, do not collect £200 kind of job. That's just... I mean, sometimes your small weavers can be okay to deal with, some of your small fellowship quests. Sometimes it can't be. Right then, let's yeah. Yeah, I know, I picked up the quests from the Hunter Camp just thought, let's have a little look, shoot. Can we do any of these quests? Obviously not. Reduced awareness. Damn. But yeah, some of them were a little bit feisty. Actually, there's a camp to our south. Is that part of the raid camp or something down there? Okay. Do you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down there. Let's see. Yeah, it was the big spider I hadn't noticed that was the interesting one. It was like, ooh, big fella. Big spider. Yeah, like that giant blightwood there. Interesting. Not necessarily what we want to be engaging, I wouldn't have thought. The other spiders, maybe. Definitely not the big bad boys. Okay, here we go. There we go. Whoop.
Lead us, mad friend.
Okay. No, that's fine. Hello. So at least I can travel here now, which is always good. So that place there is Masag. Can I actually get there from here?
May you find this season bountiful.
Okay, so we're going to go there. Just so I can then have a reference point of travelling around in a slightly triangular notion. Hello. Okay, he's fine. That's cool. Right, hang on. Ah! Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Cool. Oh, what are you ready? Let's just wash. Big pile of. Big pile. Big pile. I think we're just making the pay up there. There's water there. Put that water there. Hello. Spider. That wasn't very nice. Spitting at me as you did. Yeah. Yeah, you can tell there's a lag around on the war steed. Guess I'm taking, like, not exactly the smoothest of paths to our things. Mm-hmm. Backwards. Forwards. Forwards, backwards. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Jazza Heckler. Okay. Interesting. Okay, we're stuck. We're still stuck. Wow. Well, hello. Oh, this is getting painful. Something was hitting me. I don't know what it was. And I have no idea where it was hitting me from. Right, here we go anyway. It's into this place. Right, there's Masag. Okay, there we go.
Oh, what a joy this is.
Oh, what a joy this is. He's a jolly fellow, isn't he? Right, I'm sure I'm going to be coming here, but at least I can dive between the various places, which is always good. Always good. Right, let's head back again to there. I feel like I'm going to end up coming here. It was heading me west. I was east, and it said head west. So I'm suspicious as to whether it's going to send us back. Right, anyway. Reduced awareness. No shit. Oops, brought legs. Nice. As you do. Boom, boom. Well, no, Blightwood. Just avoid you for the time being. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, I missed them somewhere. They're around here somewhere. There he is.
I have done you a disservice. I
Oh.
should not have spoken of my brother if I could not tell you all.
Okay, let's just deal with this one. There we go. Okay. I should not have spoken to you if I could not tell you all. Ushar once took great joy in wandering far across the lands of Shagana, west of the shores of Umbar and south to the fringe of the great desert of Gors Sakasha. He would come back with tales of adventures much like the ones I believe you had. Several years ago, he was captured by soldiers of Ordach. They imprisoned him in one of their cities where he was made to labour. The watch on him lapsed as the armies of Orc assembled and marched north to war. In a few months passed, he escaped and crossed the Muir. Ever since he returned, he's been unwilling to leave the bounds of Sul Madash. Now I have told you all and ask you that you please speak not of this to Ulashar. Come, your destination lies to the southwest, the Elderwell. Okay. How far away is that? Not far, okay. Let's go. Let's head down there. Boop. Yeah, okay. I'm taking the bramble. Just taking them. Oh, we did get one here. Lucky bastard. Drusnin the Elderwell. Sounds dubious and ominous, doesn't it? Okay. Hang on, there's somebody... Maladil. What the hell? Okay, you're going to give me a quest. Do you know what I'm just going to do? Is I'm going to go to my quests here. I'm actually just going to cancel them. Because they are a little bit on the stinky winky side. And I don't need them in my quests. So I'm just going to get rid of that for that. Speak to you.
Greetings. Are you here to admire the Elderwell?
Apparently I am. So we'll have a look. So we'll do this. We'll speak to him because he... Oh, there's where the markings. Lest you've located Kuridwan.
I had hoped my salve could put an end to the Lord David, the Pale Blight, but alas, it is not enough.
Corruption bursts beneath Adigim, fights against each of the arts I bring to bear against it, and the pale blight is a symptom only, so too are the fungal blooms that spring all about us. I must strengthen my salve, and for that I need to learn more. I spy crocodiles to the northwest as I climb to this place, collect their teeth and want some samples of the blight near which way they live, and bring them to me for study. My mind is awhirl with the possibilities that this corruption can be beaten and its harm undone. Okay. Is this actually all here? It looks like something over here somewhere. Ah, okay. Go get the treasure cache. There we go. So, literally somewhere to the north, it would appear. It looks like, is this the knackered statue? Old cloth. Okay, that's the old cloth. Okay, that is, look at the broken statue. No, it's not counted as that one. Weird. Yes, these are all statues. Statues of warmth wrapped in this cloth. Is it this one? Well, which is the broken one then? very difficult to look up when all you can see is floor. Okay. Is it this one? Or is it this one? Because he's got his arm missing. Is that one? So this has to be destroyed by time. There's much to learn, not much to learn from it. Well, to be fair, it looks like the others. I don't know what the difference is. It looks like they've got a possible arm missing, but who knows? Who knows?
What do you need?
There we go. Marvellous. Right, we've got to go find some crocodiles over here somewhere. Let's go see. We'll kill some stuff on the way, I think. Oop. Nice. Shit. Just looking at the map at the perfectly wrong time there. Doink. Nice. Okay, so over here somewhere. Oh, there is a crocodile. There we go. He's a noisy mofo, isn't he? Okay. He is a noisy git. Very noisy git. Okay, that didn't get rid of that. Slimy wound. It's hitting quite hard, is that? That was hitting quite hard. Nasty piece of work. Nasty. Okay. I mean, it's a shame that they're all elder ones because they're big bad stewards. There isn't a another just. Oh, there you go. The blight pustules. Okay. What? Yeah. These are the samples. One there. One there. Have to run back on myself. Ah, rubbish. I don't know. What's the latency like today? 18. Okay. That's fine. Baby crocodile teeth and blight samples to Curry One. Okay, let's head back there then. Let's go check out what we're doing. Whee. Boop, 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 boop. Crocodile's going to chase it after me. Meh. Another bramble. Wamble. There we go. Yeah. Courage One is no longer at the Elderwell.
She is gone. Did she not say she would wait here for us to return?
I did not really know Courage One as well as my brother Udashard did, but I was not aware her head was always floating away among the clouds. Have you known anything lost like that, Farkov? And if you have, how do you put up with it? Let's hope she went to Sulmadouche. I'm not eager to chase her through Adigim any longer. Okay, return to Sulmadouche. Now I could travel there, but I feel like let's just host it. Let's just hosticle over there. just having a pop. Whitewood splitter. Bit of everything. Bit of everything. Huh? Oh. Rubbish. Okay. Ah. Find the entry. Around here somewhere. There we go. Wow, I hit the only tree square on. Come on, caretakers, take care. There we go. Nice. I wonder if that's what Orc actually sound like. Thinking of Shh and Sigilith.
Hordon told me you had come to Adagin. I am glad to see you.
Well, if you've better fortune on your end than I had on mine. Okay.
The Quinta elders of this grove have given me no means of freeing Silirtas from her fate.
I believe this is to be an unyielding truth that a Quinta slain in battle is besieged to wander the land as one of the vary the spirit of race and hatred. I refuse to believe it. Sigilith grins without humour. They've not taken to me very well. Fuck off. I can imagine why. Okay, that's that is a bit of an upgrade. Bit of an upgrade. The lady magic himself. Sorry, I was just talking to Magic there. Just had to... but yeah, these boots. Oof, look at that armour. Double the armour. Vitality is an extra 700. Will is fucking 2,000. Fate rather than crit and finesse into the tactical bit. So, yeah, I'm going to lose something, but yeah, geez, they're nice. I'd be glad to get them.
Coded One has returned at last to the grove. Will you come with me to speak with her?
Questions to ask, may she be forthright in answering. Okay.
Then let us speak with Coded One before she wanders again into the forest.
Nice.
At last I will have the answers to my questions.
Yeah, hope. Let's see what this woman Curried One has to say in answer to my questions. Now, would he call her a woman, or is she an elf? Because if she's an elf, I don't know if she'd call her a woman. Maybe he'd call her this elven lady. There you go. So. Oh, what? Jesus Christ. Christ on a bicycle. She comes along and she takes everything. Can't have them out. Can't have them out. Apparently. Sure, that's how it works. But there you go. Hello, Truffleophagus. There we go. The dog visiting now. No, dog's gone. Right, let's go see.
Good one. You are not an easy woman to find.
No, you're not.
Our steps seem ever behind yours.
Who is it who seeks me? My time is precious and my work urgent.
What amuses you so, Glorfindel?
Nothing, my friend. I am sorry to interrupt.
Speak, stranger, or be gone. The Kintai have suffered enough already, and my purpose requires I aid them.
We count ourselves friends of the Kintai as well. It was Thorvillon of Vartulin who spoke to me of you.
There we go. Thorvillon is dear to me, as are all the Kintai. I've sought for many years to cure the Lagdavlit, the pale blight that holds Imhalar in its grip, but while my salves, wow, I was read that as slaves, have proven beneficial here and there, something has of late revealed itself to me. The pale blight is itself a symptom only and not the source of the evil. A great corruption emerges in Adagim, moving throughout the Emerald Wood, and my salves have proven less effective at dealing with its root cause, this root cause of the blight. But I will not give up.
It is my purpose to aid the peoples of Shigama.
Your purpose?
Yes, stranger. Given to me when I was sent to this place.
But who sent you here, Kuridwan?
The Shogor who settled in this land named them the Gursati. They are guardian spirits revered by the Shogor. 7 in number.
7 in number. Interesting choice of numbers. This man rules above them all, the Sky Master. In his lordly form, he observed the comings and goings of the Shogor as they crossed the Great Desert. It was in feminine aspect that Ishman lit the stars to show them the way. Yarangar, the water friend, brings healing and wards away the much-feared drought. And Shin Samet, the all-shaper, fashions the plants that grow beside the rivers, and the animals that drink from the oases. Zangur, the walker of the wilds, knows all the paths of mountains and valleys, as well as the wildflowers of the hillside, and the secrets of the blossoming forest. Baklas, the Doom Hand, is feared and respected by the Shogor nomads, for the domain of Baklas is dead. Oh, his death, rather. Better loved are Arka Kamel, the soothing word, who brings rest and dreams to the Shogor, as well as the Garandi, the swift one, who endures all hardship to emerge triumphant and laughing at the end of suffering. The 7 Gursati gave me my purpose and sent me to aid the people of this land as opposed by the demonic figure Machal. But I will not speak of him. The Shogor speak his name only in whispers, and then unwillingly.
Their name and number may be unfamiliar, but one thing is certain to me in Kanush. You and Kuridwan were each sent to Middle-earth by the Vala. She is a wizard, as you are.
I thought they might be, obviously. Okay, so how can this be? The British brow furrows. It's true that some things were left unknown to me by the powers that sent me to Middle-earth, that I might best accomplish my purpose. But the number of my order is 5. Far have I travelled across Middle-earth to oppose the evils of Sauron and his servants, and Radagast too has played his part. Saruman was the highest of my order until he succumbed, but even in that I see the role of Saruman played in the defeat of Sauron. 2 others of the 5 travelled east into distant lands, and their fate is unknown to me. They serve the powers as I do. I am certain of it. The number of wizards sent to the northern lands may have been 5, but I assure you these southern lands are vast. Do you think the Shoggoth nomads would welcome you among them in the body you wear now? The Gursati, the powers as you name them, they sent their servants in form appropriate to the people who sought to aid. How might the Golden Maiden or the Sorceress in Green be received in the cold northern lands, I wonder? The wizards of the northern line and the wizards of the southern line must be different, or they must each fail in their purpose. In this I see the wisdom of the powers that gave to us our missions, separate though shared they may be. It is not for an individual to see the entire breadth of the tapestry. That is reserved for those who sent us, is it not? Ooh. Force to be reckoned with. Earlier I was amused because Corridor reminded me of Inkanush, but I didn't expect similarities as these. Lord Indelf suddenly falls silent, listening. Enemies approach Farkov, and Ifia Sul-Madouche is under attack.
We must fight!
I take on the big guy, don't I? Not necessarily a good idea, but...
Let this be a lesson to you. You will never be safe from the mighty Utugi. Retreat, my warriors. We will return.
Baharud, my brother! No!
Whoops. Check for signs of life. He's dead.
Baharud! Baharud! I am sorry. I should have fought.
Curse the Tharduth for senseless slaughter!
It may not be the lot of this Quinta to remain, unless he wishes it to be.
Nor you, that if he be his wish.
Many of the Quintai I have known so loved their lands, they sought to remain there beyond death.
Fading but all but memory, the Vorothi remain to comfort those they leave behind. It has been the tradition of the Tarthai ever since they chose not to follow the one they called Taknun the Hunter on the great journey westward. They feared what lay at the end of the road and preferred to remain in the lands they knew and had come to love. That was their choice. None commanded the choice must be forever.
I do not understand your meaning, Kurivan.
Can you not speak more clearly, in remembrance of the friendship we once shared? What does the choice of the Quintai so many years ago have to do with the poor slain Baharud? Baharud. Well, okay, don't let me run backwards and forwards here. Let me just plunk them on. Let me just... Hello, Garnet, okay. Let's just click that. Let's just use that on that. Thank you. There we go. Kicking the nuts. Let's just sell some stuff. Okay. So them garnets are different. That's gone. Gone. Need them. Get gone. Keep. Get gone. Nice.
It is the memory of our friendship that compels me to ease your heart, dear Ulishar.
It is in my power to do so, but I can speak no more clearly than this. Curidwan extends her arms to encompass all the elves that stand nearby. Sigilith, Corridan, Glorfindel, and the sorrowful Kintai watchers. The elves are fashioned as one people, not as two. The West Road is not close to the Kintai, though they followed it not even when it was offered. Should a Kintai set outside his fear of the unknown, the fate given to all the elves could be as his well. So basically she's saying, look, if you kind of didn't just hang on to everything, that you would be able to pass into the Undying Lands. But they won't. They seemingly just holding on. Travel west, is it to Valinor?
Even if that was so,
Ulishar stares sadly at the body of his brother Bahurud. Could one of the Kintai be welcome in that distant place that lies beyond death, or would they be considered a stranger and turned aside? We have not been so long apart. What could this place hold for a Kintai save fear and resentment?
Set aside these doubts, Ulishar, if you can.
I know such words come more easily to the speaker than to he who hears them, and yet I ask you to heed them all the same, for I have cause to believe that Curidon has spoken today. Many of the elves wise dwell in the blessed realm, beyond the circles of the world. They return not to Middle-earth. In the Undying Lands, all weariness falls away, and where the warmth of the sunrise banishes all earthly concerns. Pain, fear, and doubt have no hold upon that place, and those who dwell within. It's natural to fear that which you have not seen, Ulishar, but I believe Curidon has spoken true. The Eldar and the Kintai were fashioned as a single people, no matter the separate roads down which they walked afterwards. Your people are as part of Elvendom as Glorfindel and those others. I believe the Kintai should share their fate if they desired it.
I know not what your brother would choose for himself, Ulishar. None but Baharut can know.
If he would choose to remain in this land he loved, or he would accept the fate given to Elvendom in its creation. We must all mourn him in our own way, but if you sing or speak of his choice, it may well be that he will hear you. The long traditions of the Kintai may have hidden this possibility from him, but they would not have taken it from him entirely. Sing or mourn in your own way. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay.
perhaps I am being foolish, but I spoke to my brother of this choice.
I spoke of something I never considered before today, something I do not believe myself. Could such a land of peace and beauty truly exist beyond death? And why would such a place be open to my people who were unwilling to follow Taknun the Hunter to it when he sought to bring us there so many centuries before? Is it not better to remain in the land with which you are familiar? Even if your memories fade and all that remains is the anger and disappointment of the Vairi. For all of my life I have been told this is the way of my people. I do not know what to think.
On this subject, my lips are sealed.
Ulishar and Bahurud lived their lives among the Kintai, and I will not speak against the traditions of their people. And yet in my heart I feel it is wrong to say their people. Perhaps they are truly my people after all, though long divided by time and tradition.
Never before have I sought to interfere with the traditions of the Kintai.
What has happened to make this work? What has happened to work this change in me? I ask despite knowing the answer. It is the blight that holds Adigim in its grip that causes me to speak these words aloud. Rarely did I speak with Balrog about the exchange of simple greeting and well-wishing, but some years ago his brother Ulishar was dear to me. It grieves me to see Ulishar's sorrow that his brother's spirit must remain trapped within blighted Adigim, when I know it might be otherwise. If the sorceress in green here remained, she might already have restored the Emerald Wood, but of her we have received no word. Okay. Where is Sigilith then? Oh, she's there. I thought it seemed a bit odd.
This is what I have been seeking.
Sigilla turns to face you and you see tears in her eyes. The elf warrior seems not to notice them. I must find the Vairi that was once Ciliatis. I must tell her that the westward way to the Undying Lands is open to her. She is not doomed to the endless unlife of wandering, rageful spirit, but can choose to accept the fate of the Eldar and pass into the Blessed Realm. And this is my purpose for coming to this place, Farkov. I know it. I must bring these tidings to Ciliatis, no matter how difficult or dangerous that task may be. I mean, I was a bit dubious with the whole expansion of coming down here, but I will say I am liking the story and how this is kind of developing, because I was very bothered it was just going to be more of this, which I did not enjoy. It was just a different environment, but the storyline that I'm following is actually working quite nicely. So yeah, fair play to the devs. I think it has been quite an interesting story. My visit to Sulmadush has been an eventful one, but our work here is not yet done. Some of the Yatugi fled back into the Adagin. We must track them down before we continue south to join with Mazardi's army. The surviving Yatugi fled from Sulmadush in the direction of the Hill of the Mother, and blessed though she be, I fear the damage such creatures might do to the old tree in their wrath. I'll be there and ensure they inflict no harm upon her. Fully escaping, so we get that as well. That's a nice improvement as well. Damn, cool. Boop. Nice. So we. Oh Jesus, that's a fair old trek. Okay, right. Let's get on the war steed then, and we'll come out this way and go around. So I don't know if there's an exit point to the north, is there? Actually, I'm not entirely sure where it's taking us. Let's see if we can go this way. That'll be quicker. Let's just Leroy Jenkins off this hill. There we go. Marsh fly, marsh rat, whatever it is. Okay, that's handy. Didn't attack. Nice. Tray. Right, heading in that direction. Let's see if we can find the Tugi. I mean, fair play to them. The devs have got to come up with words and phrases and meanings and things that are all within a plausible scope of the lore of Lord of the Rings. So it must be quite difficult because you're kind of extending the work of go away. Professor Tolkien. You've got to be okay, I was a bit worried. There wasn't anything there. So I think yeah, you just got to be very, very careful in how you approach it. But fair play. Well, one of you two get at least to come to his room. There we go. There's a thing. Turn that out. Oh shit, there's two of them. Well, they moved as one, didn't they? I didn't realise there was two there. Either that or he just spawned perfectly on the time. As far as I was concerned, I thought it was just a... Oh, hello. Where are you? Wow. That was interesting. How you doing, Hark? Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to you. The warrior of the Tugi died. No shit. Not to later out, but just something else. Okay, talk to person of the other side. Okay, let's fuck. Really? Let me just not. See the little Wazzock hiding there. Well, it's a little Wazzock. Wow. I've not done any damage to it yet. Hello. Yellow spores. So it's self-healing. That's not great, is it? If in doubt, whack it with the thing then. Yeah, them yellow spores were nasty. Yeah. Yeah, I eventually noticed and I thought, aha. But then I had to remember what the corruption removal skill on the Minstrel was. And I was like, I'm sure it's whacking it. The dissonant strike. But we got there in the end. Right, up we go. There we go. Right. Right, okay, so bid you welcome.
A party of great brutish orcs approached the hill of the mother not long ago.
Shouting harsh cries and moving at great speed, I hid behind a moo for the fear they would discover me, but before they espied me, they were discovered by something else. Isin smiles grimly. Massive spiders boiled from the underbrush and fell upon the orcs. The one you saw perished immediately. The rest of the raiding party escaped further to the west. It is possible they might encounter Leavarth, but I suspect their preoccupation with the attacking spiders may hide the grove from their discovery. It said that the terrifying spider dwells somewhere within the forest. Badharald the Gorger by name. I never believed I would be so glad to see the arrival of Badharald's spawn, but on this day I must confess I was. Still, I'm glad they did not turn their attention upon me. Perhaps a moo shielded me from discovery. Water without life.
The water and the wildlife around Amuma is poisoned as well.
Okay, so that's back to this place. Okay, so let's get on the war steed and head there then. Yeah, it did take me just a little while to figure out the corruption. Because normally, I mean, on a normal mob, you don't get corruption like that often. It's not like a dynamic that you see utilised too much. You might get it on like a small boss or something like that, but yeah, fair dues. Got to keep an eye out for it. Got to keep a lookout on that. Oh, come on, Oop, hello. Oh, hello. Here we go. Cabbage. A cabbage in the middle of the reekwood. I would not be eating that cabbage. I suspect that'd be very dodgy. Oh, okie how the flippity jippity do I get up here? Let's go up here. Crocodile. Marsh rat. Go away. Sod off. Boom. Whoop. Okay, that was a little knobbly hill. Something slew the last of the fleeing Atugi outside of Leavarth. Examine the corpse. Creature that slew two has come back. Oh, fuck, really? Oh, jeez. Don't. Okay. Just love how it says. I was too busy reading it to actually realise what it was saying. Like, you're just going to get jumped by a spider.
Ah, my friend, it is good to see you again.
I thought we'd return to live art so I could tell you that I've learned from the experimentation with the samples of the blight you brought me. Shidelath pauses dramatically. The blight hates buckets. See for yourself. Buckets. A broken bucket. There's a bucket that's fallen apart, spilling its water everywhere.
The bucket fell apart a short time after you left.
Perhaps the samples of the blight interacted with the water in a curious way. The combination seems to have undone the sealing between the slats of the bucket, and now I need a new bucket. I may have learned something, but what I have learned remains a mystery to me. Such is the way of wisdom, I suppose. You need not worry about my problems, friend. Judging from the sound of battle I heard before you arrived, I deem that you have plenty of your own. Thank you for visiting Live Art again and checking in on me. Return to Sulmadush with my friendship. Okay, apparently buckets are a thing. Right, so we've got the stable master, Sulmadush.
Leave that mat, friend.
Right, off we go. Jum. Still robbing me blind, are they, these elves with their monies?
You have accounted for all of the fleeing Utugi raiders? Good, good, good.
I'm sure it's safe for us to continue southward into Kian, without fear that we leave Sulmadush at peril if we were to return. We've enlisted the aid of a guide to show us the way further south into Mulgalar. You've already met him, Farkov. His name is Ulashar.
When I requested a Kinta guide to accompany us into Murjala, I did not expect Ulishar to volunteer.
Okay, so it's nearly 2,000 more armor. Vitality is up 1,000. Will is up over 1,000. Crit is up 3,000. Game finesse, but I lose tactical mastery. But I think with the increase in will, that might be offset somewhat. So I'm okay with that. Okay. Right, Ulishar.
I told the wizard in Kanush I was willing to guide your party south into Morjala, and that is still true.
It is not an easy decision for me, but your arrival here has opened my eyes and thrown into disarray much that I thought certain. Ulishar holds our eyes for a moment, then flinches suddenly away. My brother Baharud should have all been the one to guide you south. He never lost the adventuring temperament as I did. He was still for the untaken road, ever desiring to see what lay beyond the farthest rise and over the horizon. I shared that mood with him once. The Kinta tries to meet your eyes once again, but cannot. Instead, he stares away into the trees. Some years ago, I was captured by the Ordekai while travelling in the Muir, held in the distant city of Emax-Dula and put to harsh labour. I was certain I would die there. I still cannot believe I did not. Instead, with no small degree of fortune, happenstance, I escaped from Emax-Dula and made my way home. This was a mere few months ago, Farkov. I promised myself I would stray no longer from Sulmadash, but now Barahud is slain, and the wizard Inkanush says a threat more terrifying than Orak has arisen. How can I remain in Sulmadash when I know you and your companions need my help? I simply cannot. He's doing good. He's doing good. Oh, Corridor. Like, where's Corridor?
I wish I could come with you, my friend, but I cannot.
My sister is intent upon finding the shade that was once Stellaris, and I cannot leave her to accomplish this on her own. Perhaps once Stellaris is successful in this, I can rejoin you, but I know not if her quest will be short or if it will be long. Corridor lowers his voice and speaks only to you. If it is my heart, from my heart I speak, I must confess to you, Farkov. I am not certain I believe the conclusion for which my sister hopes is even possible. Salatis perished some time ago before Utugber, and she now has become one of the Vairi. There is no assurance she'll remember who she was in life. I fear Salatis is gone, and this too. I must attend my sister closely, or she may follow her to a careless death. So this is a farewell for now. Goodbye, my friend. There he goes. Okay. I'm ready now to depart if your companions have finished their preparation. You must travel to the west and to the south, and there are the road leads from Adagim into Kigan. Our first destination is final. Find the entrance to Kigan is down here. Okay. Right. Let's just sort our bags out then. And then let's just check that. Do we need that? No, I'm gonna get rid of it. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Boink. Go on a whole war steed. Actually, it might be easier just to go to here to Sarmasag and then down. Let's do that, shall we? Let's go Sarmasag and down.
May you find the season bountiful.
Nice. Oh, there we go. I was doing that. Go. Boop. And then we head out south. We can we get out of here? Oh no, we'll go this way, and then swing around on a southwesterly trajectory. Southwesterly, you say? Why, I do indeed. Boink. Diddle-loo. Diddle-loo. I've been playing when I've had like small amount of time on the night. Oh, hello. I guess we're instead of being like, where the fuck am I over there? Being like firing up the PC or anything like that on the night. I've been playing a little bit on the Xbox, on the new Vampire Survivors style game, which I've totally forgotten the name of. Just check. It's the roguelike card game. Let me check because I can't bloody think of its name at the moment. It is Turbo Wildcard. That's the badger. Yeah, I just couldn't remember its name. It's like, what? What's it called? What is it? Great little game. If you've enjoyed Vampire Crawlers, the Turbo Wildcard from Vampire Survivors. I love it. I played about 10 hours of it, but if you, it's a vampire crawler. So if you've enjoyed Vampire Survivors, it's basically a card game within that world. Now, out of the two, I do prefer Vampire Survivors, but this is quite a cool spin-off, and I've enjoyed it nonetheless. Just a cool little game with the same graphics, same kind of atmosphere and everything else. So yeah, very, very cool. But yeah, I'm just able to pick that up, play it a couple of hours and put it down again, rather than firing up the PC and playing, because I do spend all day on my computer. So it's nice not to. Okay, what the fuck are you? Calakun. Okay, interesting. Teak branches. Different type of wood, are they? Different type of wood? It is indeed. It's a different type of wood. So yeah, definitely a cool game to check out. The Calakun. Interesting. Okay. Oh, they put red on you. Nice. Little shitbags. Okay, here we are. Ulishar. How you doing? Are you coming? Yeah, you are. Even though size bloody dodo ostrich mix them, aren't they?
Here the road winds south into Kijan. As it approaches Morjala, the Reach of Plenty.
The moor itself is a line of sheer hills that runs from east to west and serves as the southern hospitable boundary of the land. It isn't people known named Shagana. Beyond the moor lies the Hatukali River and the distant jungles of Abanisa, where the Order can come. It's my understanding that Inkanush desires not to pass over the moor, but to visit the great libraries of Shagana, the city that guards the road to the ridge. That is where we must go.
When I escaped from Amak's Stool and fled homeward, I spent the last leg of my journey in the care of farmers at Sor Medan.
Village to the south. I will never forget the kindness they showed to me. See how the fungal blight within had again encroached upon these lands. A nearby grove to the northwest is threatened even now. Should it fall by creepy corruption, the people of Shormedan will be endangered. Can we seek unblighted seapods and cull some of the trees that have already been infected at Shagada? As we pass their village on the way to Jana, I would aid the farmers of Somadan in the memory of the kindness they showed me. We'll meet up at Somadan after the work of Shalaga is complete, or as near as we can make it. The blight always returns, but there's no reason not to combat it. Okay, so we're just going to run off on a little detour over here. Okay, let's head over there then. Let's toodles. Okay. Okay, defeat the trees. I will. It might be an interesting one to take on. This is 634,000. Okay, I could probably make that easier on myself by not taking on the biggest, baddest ass wipe known to man. Cool. Okay, so these fungal roots are what we need to get rid of. Nice. Oh, believe it. You know, I actually haven't been using that, but it does a shit ton of damage. And I've not really been using it. I know it removes all ballads from the Minstrel, but should be really using that more. Cool. Right, so we can take these pods back down here to the Somedan place. Potato. Yep. Right, let's go through here. Wink. Be gone. Okay, is there a horse route here? Yes, there is. It's round to the side. Let's go do that first. There we go.
Done, friend.
Nice. Deed bestowed. Nice.
Your errand has put a smile on my face, and that is no small thing in these dark days.
Seed pods you brought me escape the corruption in the Blight, and that means they can be safely replanted further from Adagim if that proves necessary. I'm not giving up hope that Kurdiwang may find a cure to the Blight, but until she does, we must remain practical. This was always my brother's advice, now it must be mine as well. The folk of Somadan greeted me warmly, the folk of Somadan, but they seemed less friendly towards your companions, Glorfindel and Inkanush. I know not the reason for it, but the farmers given them wide berth. It's quite unlike the people of Somadan to be so reserved.
Are the people of this village frightened of us?
It did not seem so elsewhere in Shagana. For that reason, like they fear us. It cannot be that we've ever seen elves before, or Ulishar is known to them, and they greeted him warmly.
This is not my first journey in these lands, for I ventured south seeking tidings of Sauron long ago.
Much I learned in the law vaults of Zajani, and it is there I wish to return. I do not tarry in this farming village where there is knowledge to be gained in the libraries of the City of Gates. But Glorfindel is not as accustomed to receiving such sour looks as I am. Distrust accompanies me in the south, even as it does north. But he is an elf lord and travels fewer roads than I. What would old Barleyman have to say of Glorfindel, I wonder? Speak to one of these farmers and assure him that Glorfindel means him no harm, and at any rate, our business will speed us along shortly. The people here have nothing to fear from us. My neighbours and I mean to cause no offence, stranger, but Kawaz wrings his hands apologetically. This elf you are with has a presence about him that we have never encountered before. The Kintai who dwell within the forest to the north rarely emerge, but those that do, such as Ulishar, have not his bearing. Is it rude to ask the age of an elf? Is it to ask that of a man grown? For this elf seems of an ancient kind, older even than the bones of the land. If you and I are friends of Ulishar, then I will trust your word that you have no ill will towards us. I assure my neighbours of this, and we will speak again. But there is something else that troubles me. Why do I get this funny feeling that I'm going on an errand? Alikesh. Okay, and who's the other one? Over here. Gulkanji. Okay. Oh, Dr. Kawaz. Or Kavaz. Kavaz. We'll trust you then. You will be able to help us as we helped Ulishar recover from his plight several months ago. If you're his friend, you are a friend to Somedan, no matter how frightful the bearing of your companion. It is a custom of the farmers of Somedan to let their herds graze upon the fields of Kigan. Pursuit of the longer grasses sometimes brings the cattle many hours or even days away from home. It's been too long since one of our neighbours has returned. Rokhasar is his name, and we last got sight of him when he drove his cattle in the direction of Badrasag, the Blade Horn. That place has a dangerous reputation, and he knows better than to bring his cattle so close. But I think of no good reason he has not come back from Sormedan, or to Sormedan. We will look for him at Badrasag to the southeast and quell whatever dangers you find there. Yes, I suppose, just because I'm going that way. That's a 57, 57, 56, 56. Let's do a bit of wisdom. Bish Bash and Bosh. Okay, it's over there. Boop 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 boop. Okay, well, yeah. So that plays with the bit slightly dodgy monolith. Not coming up. That's really weird. I don't know why that's not coming up there. Kark. Oh, hang on, no. That'd be why. There we go. Third time lucky, as they say. Third time lucky. There we go. That's actually, I mean, it's quite a common English phrase, or I say English in terms of English language users, is that to say third, third time's a charm or something like that. I don't know if that's a something that is that you'd use in a different language, Swedish or something like that, whether you'd use such a phrase. Wild donkey. Let's not hit the donkey. You've discovered Badrasag, the Blade Horn. Okay. Let's go up the stairs. Nay, be afraid. A restless soldier. Spirits dwell at Radazag and pose a danger to Sormedan. Defeated spirits. Oink. Or 5. Okay, painful oath breaker, you might know. Boink. Similar first to third times the charm. Cool. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, infinity. Yeah. Right, there's a Rokhasar.
Why do you strive against the spirit, stranger? All is hopeless. All is lost.
I drove my cattle here to graze, but against my better judgment, it's not the evils of the Bladeholm that threaten me. No, soldiers came from the west and laid lake over my creatures, butchering them and hauling away the meat to feed their army. They gave me nothing in return. You ask Rokasai the names of the soldiers, claimed his cattle, and he shakes an angry fist at you. But what consequences is their names, stranger? Those were my beasts taken without payment, and that is wrong. It's unjust no matter whose name it is performed. I remember it and I curse it. The name was Mizadi. So some Shara of Hamat. They must have taken me for a fool. Hamat is a dead kingdom that can have no ruler. Consider how Mizadi will relate to this situation.
Well, have you nothing to say?
You respond that Shara Mizadi is known to you and you believe it. If she is told of the injustices she has suffered, she will cure it. Rokasar stares at you with doubt on his face. That would be the most unusual outcome of all, stranger, but if you're able to obtain some remedy to this injury, I will sing your praises from the sunrise to the sunset. Only then, and I expect it not. Rokasar tells you the soldiers made for the village of Inga Garash to the southwest and agrees to inform your companions where you have gone when he returns to Sormedan. Okay. Excellent. Right, so it is very well spaced out. Very well spaced out. Okay, I can't get that way, so I need to go this way, along, and around. I can't see a pathway through there. So, yeah. Let's go up here. Let's see if we can get up over this hillock. How are you calling a hillock? You silly hillock. Okay, alright, there we are. There's the place. Ooh, Zalander. Oh, hello. That was not a good time to stop right in front of the scorpion. He must be a named bounty. He's got to be a named bounty. Uh-huh. Probably cooler. Yeah. Probably find it cooler there. Yeah. I've got the aircon on again, so. The dog is deciding laying near the air conditioning unit is a good thing. Because she's a black dog, so this heat that we're having here in the UK has been a little bit toasty for her. Oh yeah, she doesn't enjoy it necessarily. Right, so yeah, Zalander was around here somewhere. Whoops. I think there's a key that we need for that. Okay. Airy scruff. Let's just go over there. Subazuri. Okay. Over there. Oh.
Sara Zarodan, friend.
Oh, she's there.
You have taken a long road to reach me, but here you stand.
The forests of the Kintai proved difficult to traverse. How else to explain this dour expression you You describe how a number of Asurdos slaughtered Rokasha's cattle and took the meat for themselves, and Mizadi's own expression hardens. How many soldiers are expected to not eat then? An army must eat if it's a fight, Farkov, and there is no shortage of foes to face in Kigan and all along the moor. Foes enough to freeze the blood of this herdsman would be should we encounter them. I doubt not. Does he stand against the Ordakai, or does he chafe only against those who oppose his foes and grouse when they seek only enough food to keep them fed as they fight?
You know I stand with you, Sharamizadi, as was my mother's command.
It was not her only command. This too, she said to me. Speak always your heart, my daughter. And so it is I tell you this, you must control your soldiers, or the people of the Nur and of Greater Shigani will treat you as an invading despot. Aye, even as the Ordakai themselves.
Sharamizadi, mistake me not. I have seen the fire that drives you.
I don't know why you fight to dry Ordak from these lands. I stood beside you at the battle for Hamat, and my mother Gehazi would not send me from Ambarul in your train if she dishevelled in the brightness of your cause, or disbelieved rather. But the people that live alongside the Moor have not seen these things. For how much longer have they lived nearer to their oppressors? Has any captain of the Ordak hesitated to seize the land of his people, or the beasts that graze thereon? You would gain much by treating this folk differently than the Ordakai have, my Shara. Okay.
I hear wisdom in the words that Rahazi speaks to me.
But if he's right that nothing should be taken for nothing, Farkov, you'll be no sage to understand this truth as well. If my soldiers owe something to the herdsman who could not control his old grazing animals, and they must send others to work off his debt while they lay before him, they will be performing none of their own tasks for my army. Will you do their work while they go to compensate the herdsman for the meat that was taken on behalf of my army? It is only right. Rahazi knows the duties that they must now neglect, and I will tell you what to do. Christ. Why do I get involved in it? I didn't have anything to do with it.
I knew Sharamizadi would heed my words.
It won't take long for you to perform the task the soldiers were supposed to complete today. Perhaps the burden will feel lighter knowing the herdsman you spoke with will be compensated for the meat that was taken from him. These are the duties the Shara would have you complete. Choose eggs for the bird nest to the east and hunt the meat from the creatures throughout Kigan. Once you've done these things, you can bring the meat and eggs to Dunal, the provisioner of the war camp, who is somewhere. Wow, that's fair old trek, isn't it? Jesus Christ on a bicycle. Let's see if we can get through here and cut to there. Because that is a... Let's go that way. Cool. Wake. Yep. I'm Colin. How are you doing? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to you as well. How's life? How's the world of Corwin? Whoop. Oh, I took on the matron. That's not a good idea. Oh, hello. I'm actually getting my ass kicked here. What doesn't help is that I'm lagging, which is not good either. Wow. Yeah, that wasn't fun with the lag. Not a fan of that, to be fair. Be busy now with a 10-week-old kiddo to look after. But ooh, well, wow. Ah, nice. 10-week-old kiddo. Damn, Colwyn. You know, I've known a lot of my followers and a lot of people who are, you know, from various streams and various, you know, kins, guilds, groups of players or whatever. And I know I've always been one of the kind of slightly older ones. So it does make me feel fucking old when all of a sudden people like Colwyn start turning around and saying they've got a 10-week-old kid. Because I'm like, okay. I remember when you were just like, I think you were fresh out of uni and stuff like that. It's like nuts. Just nuts. But anyway, congrats anyway. I hope everything goes all right for you. Enjoy the rest of your life. That's what I always say to new parents. Enjoy the rest of your life. Responsibilities. Damn. You got some responsibilities. Oh yeah, it'll pass in a whirl and you'll be like gotta go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that'll definitely suit her indeed. Anyway, but yeah, sounds like you've got a wonderful daughter on the way, and yeah, best wishes to you and yours, and hopefully everything is all tickety boo and that. But yeah, how life changes, eh? How life changes. Boop. Right, there we go. Excellent. Let's just do that. Find the other nest or nestling somewhere. Nest, where are you, nest? Okay, there's definitely one around here somewhere. Oh, there. Okay, we'll take you up. So, Colwyn, whereabouts are you kind of living now? Because I know, hang on, I'm getting confused as to where you were based before. But I think you may have moved many years ago for your study, if I remember correctly. Whoop. Yeah, Germany. Okay, I thought it was. I wanted to be sure, but cool. So yeah, and I've been working for a German company for coming up to 3 years full time soon. Next month is 3 years since I left my old job and took on the mighty plunge of working for Orcrist Games for full time. So yeah. No, yeah, Germany, cool. my German is non-existent. Absolutely non-existent. Just in time before you went postal. I guess it is puns. There we go. Never ending. To be fair, I'll decay. Look out. The whole when I look at the opportunity, I was discussing it with my parents actually a little bit today, because they were always concerned that I was leaving a job and going to work for a company from a different country. I was working, self-employed and everything, and all the trials and tribulations that can bring. And yeah, I'm kind of glad I did take the jump, because I would have never known whether it was a good move. I would have always regretted not doing it, because I had the opportunity to work in the video game industry, which I'd always wanted to do since I was much younger. And this was probably going to be my only ever pathway in, so I thought it was a perfect opportunity to do it. So and yeah, here I am, 3 years later, and still working away, still enjoying it. It's tough at times. I won't say it's always easy, but no job is easy. it has its it has its benefits and it has its downsides as all jobs do. But yeah, rocking and rolling, which is all cool. And yeah, who do I need to speak to? Oh, there you are, Donald. So yeah, but yeah, 3 years ago. Yeah, it's fucking nuts. Because yeah, I was doing streams for Rockfish for several years. I mean, I've known them a long time. Probably since about 2017. I can't remember exactly when I first did my first ever Everspace stream. It was a long time ago. But it is the story I always tell people of just Everspace 1. I saw it on Kickstarter. I liked the look of it. I backed it and I thought, that's cool. And then I tried it when it came out and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It was really a game that I couldn't get on with because it was a roguelike. And that was a me problem. It wasn't a game problem. It was a me problem. I just didn't get roguelikes. I was like, why am I always dying and why am I starting again? And so I left it and then I came back to it. Played more, started streaming it. Michael, CEO of Rockfish, came into my stream, said, thanks very much for streaming our game and blah, blah, blah. I liked how I presented the game. Asked me to do some streams along with a lot of other streamers as well. And then asked me to help out with Kickstarted as well, help back Everspace 2 and everything. And then we're doing... asked me to do events. So I was down in London in 2019, myself and Magic, because we were kind of a little bit short-staffed just before the end of the Kickstarter for Everspace 2. So that was my first event working, was down there. And then, yeah, we Kickstarter finally. They asked me to go on board as a part-time community manager alongside Eric at the time, and then lo and behold, about 6 months after that, they wanted me to come on board, and that was the whole do I not? I went to Boston, didn't I, in 2023 to do another event for them over there, PAX East, with Eric and that for about 4 days. So that was cool. And then after that, it was a case of, hey, do you want to come and work for us full time? And I'm like, okay, and that was it. That was the decision to then leave. So I'd made the decision in May 2023. I worked a month and then left 13th of June 2023 and then took a week off and then started on the 19th of June. So yeah, coming up to nearly 3 years since I made that leap of faith. And it, for all intents and purposes, it was a leap of faith because you just don't know how it's going to pan out. But here we are. Yeah, that's the thing, how it can be such a struggle and very, very difficult. Even when I used to work for the government as a civil servant, working for the job centre, I used to say to people, and it's very, very true, it's always easier, and this is more a kind of mental challenge, to get a job when you've got a job than it is when you haven't got a job. It sounds a bit convoluted, that, but if you're already in employment, you haven't got the stresses and the extra strains of thinking, Christ, I haven't got enough money, I haven't got enough to survive, etc., etc. And I know there's a lot of people did get into like dire straits of not having jobs, not having enough money to cover certain things, so they have to sell, move, remortgage, whatever they have to do to survive, and it can be very, very difficult. But yeah, that's unfortunately the way of the world, unless you're in a very good position.
For bringing me this.
But because things change on a whim very, very quickly. Thank you for bringing me this meat and these eggs. I will ensure they're properly stored for the days ahead. There we go. Let me speak to her again and say, yo, I've sorted out your shit. Why didn't your warriors just go do that crap? There we go.
I dispatched some soldiers to compensate the herdsman at Sormidan for his cattle.
Let the folk there see that the shower of renewed Hamas is not like the other rulers with whom they have dealings. I thank you both for your words and for the deeds you've done for me on this day, and on others.
I'm pleased as well. I believe this is how my mother would have resolved the situation.
Nothing is given for nothing, but especially not loyalty. That is earned.
This Quinta elf has come in search of you.
He spoke with Sharamizada for contagion in the forest to the north of its people of opposition to Orc. She invited him to join her. She invited him to join her, but he says you and have urgent business elsewhere. We do.
Glorfindel and Inkanush have gone ahead to Zajana, and they sent me to find you.
If you have resolved matters here to your satisfaction, let us make for the city. I'll tell you of this history on the way. The road to Zajana rather, lies northwest of here. Yeah, we're not going to do anything else here because we are already behind. We're going to catch up with the road again. But yeah, no, time changes. You know, nothing stays the same. Whether it's work, whether it's life, whatever it is. And I think people just have to make the best of what life deals you. You know, it's a game of chance, it's a game of cards, it's life. You never know what you're going to get. You know, try not to be, Tom Hanks and life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, but it is true. You know, it's a strange thing is the world, but the world always keeps turning, whether you're involved or not. Let's just trunk over it.
You must excuse me, for my knowledge of the histories of men is sparse.
Much of what I know of them learned from the wagging tongues of my captors in Emax Duel, but this must suffice. The city you see before us was once named Jagan, the City of Gates, but with the passage of time the name gradually changed, becoming Zajana. When a great conflagration of unknown origin burned much of the old city to the ground, the ruling Ibil or elders established the first triumvirate, a council of three to govern the reborn city. They gave it the name Zajana, City of Keys, to herald the dawning of a new era for the City of the Scholars. But Ordak hungered for lands and treasures, and when that empire seized the city more than 120 years ago, they changed its name again. Now it is Zajan, a puppet fiefdom held beneath the Hul's distant boot. Gladly, the story does not end there. Hang on. Okay. The fuck? Start grazing. Oryx was probably going to attack. Let's proceed to CAD attacks to the overgate to the city, and I'll tell you what happened only last year and continue to this day. No, it's too far away.
You must excuse me, for my knowledge of the histories of men is...
Onwards. Oop. Right. Here. Okay. This way. Up we go. Boink. Let's see if we get to 157 or not. I'm not entirely sure we will, but who knows? Oop. There we go.
This is the Overgate, one of the two famous gates that guards the pass through Morjala.
More. Okay, the more. Call it Morjala. The other lies in the southern wall of the city and blocks the road to the desert kingdoms beyond. But I told you I wished I would finish the tale. With so many of the soldiers of Ordak and Shagana fighting away in the north during the last year, the people of Jarjan rose against their oppressors during the Scholars' Revolt, sometimes called the Second Blue Mutiny. They seized control of the western side of the city and pushed east until they were stopped by the remaining Ordakai garrison. Widespread fighting and ensuing fires split the city in twain, and it remains so today. Now, the free portion of the city is once again called Zajana, and it's ruled by a group of 5, the Door Wards. The Order-controlled district in the city remains Jarjan, and a new triumvirate governs there. They believe this second Blue Mutiny will end as did the first, crushed quickly by Ordak 100 years ago, but as of yet, it has not. The city remains divided. Let us continue onward into the city. Cool. Oh, interesting. Okay. Nice. Okay, so Zajana. Until it's been a really bright day, it's only just getting darker. Cool. Right, let's tootle through here. Hopefully not somewhere that kicks the bejesus out of our frame rate, but I suspect it will. Hello, Stemmaster. Boink.
Riches chase you, friend.
Cool. Riches chase you, friend.
Despite its tumultuous history, Incarnush greatly desired to consult the libraries of Zajana. We should be safe to explore the city.
Okay. So this area looks like it's the area owned by the Orcrist, perhaps. Okay. Here, perhaps? No, here. Ah. Bridge to the north, guide control district beyond the arch to the south. The scholar's district is to the north. Okay, so here.
I see that Ulishar was able to find you. I am glad.
I've learned that theatre troupe is about to perform an entertainment. Turka's travellers, they are called. If a talk I've overheard is to be believed, they're supposed to be quite skilled at their craft. But the wizard has little time for such things. They want to inspect Kitax, the nether gate of Zajana, instead of waiting here for the show to begin. If you find him there, he will likely show you the fabled libraries of the city. I will tell you if Turka and his travellers live up to their reputation when we next meet. Okay. Oh. Okay. Don't go through there, do we? Cool. Intrigued actually to see what this, whether coming through here is actually a bad idea, whether it's just going to be full of enemies and stuff. Okay, still seems okay. Then there's the whole bridge across, which I presume is half and halved. Okay. Like that one there. Okay, no, he's still friendly up to now. It's not it'll been the 40 years since the release of the PS2 later this year. Now, I can't remember how old you are, Corwin. I don't think you're that old. I definitely don't think you're in your 40s. So, that is... I mean, I remember the original PlayStation, not the PS1. 40 year, akin to 14 years. Oh, 40 year. Okay, 40. I was like, Jesus, 40 year. I wasn't say. A 4 year. Wow. I don't think I've ever heard that. A 4 year. I mean, it's not something we tend to use in English as such. Oh, pints like Jesus Christ. Now you can see where you're confusing me because a lot of people don't say a PS2, but PlanetSide 2, yes, that would be about 2012, wasn't it? When it came out. And the only reason I know that is that I was in hospital for my appendix when just before it was due to come out. And I was like, ugh. I genuinely thought I was going to miss the launch. But yeah, 14 years is nuts. But yeah, that's an impressive word. Limited Gambit. I made a stream. You have. I mean, okay, you know. Appendix is all gone. Yeah. Glad that didn't burst. That would be an interesting thing on their TV. Yeah, I mean, it's coming up to 10 o'clock. I'm not going to be too late because I've got an early start tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, it is a bank holiday here in the UK, obviously for a lot of people. So this weekend, however, I'm actually working tomorrow because I need to take some time off on Friday at the end of the week. So I'm going to have a slightly longer weekend next weekend. So yeah. Well, I need to work some tomorrow to then take tomorrow Friday off. So yeah.
Ah, yes, my friend. Ulishar told me he came with you to the city.
It was suggested at the Great Southern Gate, whether you name the city Jarjan like the Order Kai or Zajana like the Dortwards. It seems both groups agree on this one point. The Nether Gate must remain sealed against the possibility of invasion by the Shogor of the south. You've already spoken with Glorfindel. He came not with you here. Is he still in time to visit the Great Library before we return to him? I'm telling Kinush that the Elf Lord agreed to report on the quality of Turkar's traveller's performance, but there should be still be time to first visit the Library of Zajana. Ulshar taps you apologetically on the shoulder. He's got fucking long arms to reach me from there. Bang.
I am sorry. Did you say the name Tirkar's Travelers?
You tell Ulshar you believe that his name of the theatre group troupe that Glorfindel intends to watch perform elsewhere in the city, and the Kintai's eyes widen with surprise. I know this group far off, but I never thought to see them again. Turkar and his theatre company were the very folk who aided me in my escape from Emak's duel. I owe them my freedom and my life.
I will always be in Tirkar's debt for the kindness he showed me.
One last act of defiance before we marched to their war, he told me when we were safely out of the Emak's duel and heading eastward. That was a week before he and his men were to report to the northern march with the rest of his Shagani conscripts from Milgala, where they wished not to go, but it would mean death if they refused. It is good to learn they've returned from the war. Mm-hmm.
We came to this place to learn if the Tharduth pose a threat to these lands.
And the Great Library of Jajan and the Kalmakila will aid me in this. The wisdom of many centuries is contained within. When last I walked these streets, it proved most informative on a great number of subjects. But let none claim I am without feeling. To learn that Ulishar's absent friends have come to the city must delay our visit to the archives of Jajana. My research can surely wait for the duration of their performance. How long could such a thing be? The Kalmikalas remain secure even while the city burns, so protective have its keepers been over the centuries.
To your Twitter, oh, views of plenty, oh, views of plenty. Whoa.
Dibigedi 555 in with a sub for 56 months. Oof. 56 months in total, that's splendid. Howdy doody. Speak to Kevin and well, let's talk to
Then
him.
let us consume the day's entertainment for Ulishar's sake, but also for our own.
Cool.
They are about to start. How fortunate we came to Zajana on this day.
Okay, let's do that. What's the performance?
My friend Adolsi appears. Where then is Terka?
We of Terkar's travelers hope you will enjoy the day's entertainment. If it please you to reward our efforts today with meager coin, it would be welcome. And should that meager coin be joined with a more generous number, that would be most welcome.
They sound Dutch.
What is it, Imalek?
These good people came here for a story at Halsey. They wished for excitement, not for your outstretched hand seeking their coins.
You are right, Imalek. What can we do about that?
We can give it to them.
Our trick archer, Imalek. Then let us begin. Please enjoy the wisdom of Sajana Resplendent, as performed by Terkar's travelers.
I am beginning to worry about Terka. He it was who would introduce each of the plays. Long ago, the Shagor tribes dwelt in the dry plains to the southeast. The desert winds were unceasing. The sands of Gul-Sahasha would only grow. The Shorgor followed the stars in the sky to the ridge of Morjala. The Khanag they established would be called Dagan. It would eventually be known as Jajan. In time, the name Jajan would become Zajana, the city in which you now sit.
Ah, this play is quite good.
I am the Hul of Ordach. I understand there is gold to be found here, and jewels.
Please, mighty one, Sajana is a place of scholarly wisdom and peace.
No, it belongs to Ordach now. Its plains will feed my Mumakil.
Behold the mighty Mumak. Its appetite cannot be satisfied.
A hobbit so far from the Shire. This performance has become most interesting. Okay.
Let me tell you a story, Hul. Long ago, a stranger came to Sajana. People said he was a wizard.
I am the wizard in Kanush. I seek the City of Gates.
This is ridiculous.
Ah, here is a gate. But how shall I open it?
Are you sure he is a wizard?
For 3 days and nights, the wizard stared at the gate, willing it to open. At last, the guards approached him.
What is it you want, wizard?
I want to come in, but the gate will not open.
Have you tried knocking?
Preposterous! That is not how it was.
Is
Oh,
there
Gandalf's
a
getting a
point
bit
to
ants
this
in his
story?
pants, isn't he?
I have a war to wage and kingdoms to conquer.
The wizard asked to see the scrolls and books of the city.
I wish to see the scrolls and books of the city.
The libraries of Sajana contain thousands of these. Which one would you like to read?
Well, I should think, all of them.
So, what did this wizard of yours learn?
Oh, I know not. No one does.
Then you have been wasting my time!
Not at all! During my story, the people of Sajana have gathered in secret. Now they will rise up against you and take back their city.
For that is the true wisdom of Sajana the Splendid. Never again will it be ruled by others.
I enjoyed the performance far off as I knew it would, but there are so many missing faces. So few of my friends returned from the war. Gandalf's going to be pissed, isn't he? Absolutely pissed. I have some criticisms about my portrayal. Cool. Different tact there on a whole story of playing out in front of you on the stage.
It was good of Inganush to delay his plan so we might attend this performance.
There are more questions than before.
When I knew Terka, it was customary after a performance for the company to gather.
Okay. Let's go find the alehouse. Let's get on the steed of steeds. Boop, 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 boom, boom. Whee. Down here round to the right. Spoken with his friends and wears a mournful
I
expression.
have spoken to Satagera, and it is as I feared.
Her husband Terka perished in the north, as did several others of the troop. The Fire Eaters Zarush, the twins Darjo and Orakil. The word has come back of Kazin or Uranam, but Imelek fears they must have died in battle. She was wounded during the retreat before the mighty city and saw them no more. But the tidings are not all sad. Zimelka was held in reserve at the river city and saw no fighting. His soldiers were driven south as Gondor advanced, and a fortune star must shine upon Mashakanu, for Satagera tells me he was wounded in the forest early during the fighting and was not made to march upon Minas Tirith. And one for the friends who were so kind to me, Farkov, and I honour their memory. And despite the sorrow, my heart fills to once again see those of Terkar's travellers who remain to bring joy to the folk of Shagana.
I am Satagera, the widow of Terkar. and I am the playwright of this company of traveling players.
I'm pleased to meet any friend of Udishar, for the Kintai is dear to us all, as he was to my husband. It was Terkar's travellers that smuggled him from the captivity of Ordak before most of our company were sent to war. Did he tell you that? Satagera smiles fondly. One last act of defiance, my Terkar called it. I'm glad we did as he bade, for Ulishar's treatment in that city was hard, and I think he would not have survived among the Ordakai for many more months. I invite you to speak with the others of my company. The cloud hangs over us to this day, but do not let it trouble you. It is a private matter, and one we can handle ourselves.
I am the wardrobe master of this company, and am called Mashkanu.
I got a sight of you from the stage, stranger. Who is the hooded man with whom you watched the performance? You answered out your companion is the wizard Inkanush, and he may have taken issue with the portrayal in the play. Mashkanuk's eyes narrow. Inkanush is a figure of legend and myth, an old wanderer and troublemaker. Are you perhaps mistaken? Jessamine.
A friend of Ulishar is a friend of mine.
I'm called Jessamine, and I'm a singer, tumbler, juggler, and player of drums for Terkar's Traveller. What it is that can you do? You tell Jessamine that you're a minstrel and an adventurer and ask where she is from. I live on the dusty road, friend, but I count myself among the Zajani. I've not seen very many in Shagana that look as I do, but that is fine with me. When Satagera was in need of someone to play a child, a goblin, or a legendary trickster Kef, she can rely upon Jessamine for a few, indeed, as she is.
I am Imalech, trick archer and juggler of the company, and it is a pleasure to meet any friend of Ulishar.
Satagera insists upon writing villainous roles for me, the deadly marksman who threatens the heroes, the brooding lieutenant of the evil king. I prevailed upon her to give me something romantic next time, something bawdy. And we can all see it's a good laugh after what we went through in the north, and keep hoping Kazino or Uraman will stroll up and demand a drink. But there has been no word. They were more skilled with their blades, and the foes arrayed against us were terrifying and numerous, frightening mounted demons bellowing for death. We know who they were.
I am a Talsi. Like Satagera and our former leader Terkar, I am from Sajana.
We won't fall silent, but our eyes remain active, scanning the crowd. Forgive me if I seem distracted. I collected the coins from our performance, and during our last it seems some quick-fingered thief replaced our purse with one of similar heft and weight, but different contents. Grey stones instead of shiny coins. Zemalkar and Nashmarul have gone in search of the villain, but until they return with the right purse, I will not be satisfied.
Can we not help my friends recover their stolen purse of coins?
I feel badly that the theft occurred as we watched the performance and we noticed it not. What says Satagera to this? We've only ventured with you for a short time, Falkov, but already know you for one who helps others when the chance comes. We will not allow this to delay us over much. Inkanush will certainly understand, will he not? Okay.
Asharmul and Simelka are capable of retrieving our stolen purse. But if you are willing to help,
I will not refuse it. This is not the first time such a theft has occurred, and it will not be the last. Look for them in the residential districts of Zhana to the southeast, for the thief is likely to have fled for the Ordakai-controlled district of the city. Okay. Let's go check out where they could possibly be. There, away we go. Onwards. Okay, so straight on up the hill, up these stairs, up we go. We found the rest of Turkish travellers outside the Order-controlled city.
Who seeks the Merka?
Explain that you were a friend of Ulishar, the Kinturn, that Satagera suggests you lend your aid to retrieve the stolen coin purse. As our player's opinion of our skill fallen so low that she thinks too unable to retrieve the stolen purse. She should have kept a closer watch on it. She knows how often thieves think to rob us of our hard-earned profit. What say you, Ashamur?
For Terkar, we served as guardians and enforcers of the peace when trouble called.
And now that he's gone, we do the same for his widow, Satiger. She doubts not our skills, Zimelka. She sees opportunity. Ashamul points towards the Order Control District of Zajana, the stairs to the southeast. If you retrieve the coin purse from the Ordekai of this place, you will prove your friendship to Terkar's travellers. Hurry now, the purse will be heavy with coin, for it contains all our profit from the latest performance. The Zajana love to hear about their resistance against Orlok, and they pay good coin for the privilege. Okay, looks like we're going to kick ass. Unlucky. Retrieve the coin purse. Okay, I didn't really mean to hit both the bloody cats. Oh fuck, there's another one coming. And there's a sorcerer there as well, so he's probably going to get involved any second. Yep, there we go. Oh, fuck you with your blinding light. Dickhead. Well, there we go. Oh. Let's give ourselves a little bit of a heal there. Cool, thank you. Louis Gambit, what would you suggest for a player that likes rogues and warriors, either sneaking or heavy hitters? If you're looking at a heavy hitter, probably a champ. Actually, they are there who are just going to be DPS, swing the swords and everything around and kill stuff. For a rogue, you are probably looking at a hobbit. It's very, very difficult to say. I mean, the archetypal. Would I suggest it though? That's the thing. You could go Hobbit Burglar. Which is the archetypal version of it, but anything that's sneaky is a burglar, because they're the ones that can stealth. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, the other thing that's a heavy hitter is a Bjorning, but that's a specific class on its own. So definitely a burglar if you're going to be a rogue-esque kind of player. But other than that, it's going to be a champ or a Bjorning, I would say, for a heavy hitter. Grim Chant. Okay, I've got more morale than him. Nice. Yeah, hunters are good. Hunters have been a little bit nerfed from time to time. They aren't really in a great place at the moment. But, I mean, if you want kind of interesting gameplay, I would say that the burglar is nice, because you have to kind of do a few things in advance to really do the crits and everything. From stealth, you might have to distract somebody, turn them around, hit them from the back, avoid line of sight, that kind of thing. So
no, the Ordekai emptied the purse they took from us before you could retrieve it.
Cool. So let's go back again. So yeah, I would say a burglar would be the archetypal class to try as a sneaky character. Oh, hello. What you actually play in terms of the yeah, light heavy hitter would be a Runekeeper. They are quite magical. It depends if you want to play that way, because you said warrior style, so I'm thinking that it's more a champ. Guardians don't hit that heavy in terms of DPS. I mean, they aren't renowned for it, but they do an okay job. But warrior style is like a champ, and then a rogue, you're looking at a burglar. But yeah, I suppose if you're not a caster fan, then a Runekeeper wouldn't be your thing.
Tell me you have retrieved the stolen coin purse, friend.
Go. Vindel.
There you are. Inkanush sent me to bring word that he desires to speak with you.
Okay, so faded watcher bracers, 3,500 more armor, 400 more vitality, double the will. Outgoing healing though. Really not really what I'm after, but oh shit, I don't have enough room. Oh, spec. We're not going to do anything with that. Humbled essence box. Right, let's just do this. Keep that. Don't need. Keep. Don't need. Keep. Don't need. The borrow signet is an insignia for. Okay, that's reputation. Nines. Do I need a common ring? No, we get rid of that.
He has found his natural environment, as I knew he would.
There we go. We'll just swap to that for the time being. Right, let's go find Inkanush, who is called, obviously, by other names, Gandalf. And to the elves, Mithrandir. So let's go find him. Whoop, to here. Around the corner. Okay. Is he below? Yep. Always the perfect time in Corwin. Always the perfect time. Wait, where are you? Where are you hiding, Gandalf? Northwest. Okay, I've just gone south, haven't I? So we'll go all the way around. I do wonder, like in places of kind of olden times where, you know, there was great libraries of knowledge and people had like rudimentary writing for stuff, how much is actually lost, how much we don't ever know about our history.
I have not yet learned all that I sought by coming here, but I have confirmed one of my suspicions.
It seems to my thinking that the Tharduth who lay hidden to the Uttug required two things to happen before they could trouble Middle-earth again, and knew. First, they must pass beyond living memory of all who knew of them, and that was accomplished by the defeat of Sauron. Second, the chambers in which they lay buried must be brought to the surface by some geological change. The movement of the earth, the diversion of the waters, the alteration of the rocks. So it was at Uttug and ever thought turned upon this matter. Could it happen elsewhere? I may have found part of the answer. Look here. Yeah, exactly. It's like you get a bad stamp on your library card. The pages of the open book are weathered and faded, but still legible. Would not believe it ever ran so deep had I not seen it myself only months before, but the flow of the river was greatly diminished. By the third day, following the great tremors, it had slowed to a trickle. My friend insists that the Usal and Agal, too, will never flow again as they had, and even the lake of Idagal is now a cracked and dry basin. He named it Cadagal, the dry whelm, but the herdsman insists that is a name of ill omen and the lake must return. I think they are both right and wrong. I believe the name is ill-starred, but the waters of the lake have gone forever. Were the great tremors of the Urashzal a natural event, like the rising and setting of the sun or the passing of the seasons, or was it inflicted upon us by the whim of the Gursati? That could have been done. What could we have done to incur such wrath and vengeance? My friend thinks Shurashul Ordak is somehow to blame for the Urashzal, to the dying of the rivers has removed the last barrier to the northern progress of his armies. I say it must be happenstance, for the quakes were felt along the entirety of the moor. How could one man so change the fate of the land, even one so ambitious as the Hool? The sound was terrible and heard by all, but the devastation in the wake of Urashzal was worst of all, and it changed the face of the lands. Cliffs crumbled, boulders fell from height, great chasms opened in the earth along the whole of the moor. Even the great northern gate of Jajan cracked, so widespread were the effects of the tremors of the Urashzal.
The people of Murjala named it Urashzal, the din of stone.
It was a terrifying noise that could be heard all along the Ridge of Plenty, and its tremors changed the face of the land, opening great chasms, diverting the course of rivers and drying lakes to their very beds. This was the cause of the great dearth that was so affected much of Shigana. 120 years ago, the Hool of Orda committed a terrible act of change with effects that would ripple through all of Shigana. His purpose was to open the way for his armies to conquer the lands to the north. But as we saw at Utugber, I fear this act cleared the way for even greater evils. Now those ancient servants of Morgoth, these Sarduth, have broken loose from the enchantment that kept them preserved for thousands of years, and they stir again in the darkness beneath the earth. The din of stone revealed the hidden temple of Utugber in which the Sarduth slept. How many other such hidden places might it have revealed elsewhere in Shigana, Farkoth? Okay. Mashkanu. On the side, the wizard will pay for his crime. I have come to slay this creature, this Mithrandir. The wizard will die at my hands. In Mashtika eyes, you see more than rage, you see fear. Mashkanu. Without warning, Mashkanu bursts into tears. In Kanos, he weeps, his body seized by tremendous shuddering cries as his tears stream down his face. Friend of Ulishar, how can one such as you befriend this monster? This is no man, he's a creature of death. I swore to slay him, if that could be in my power, but Mashkanu struggles to peek through the racking sobs. I was pierced by an arrow in the side, loose from a hiding by green-garbed men in the northern forest. Others of my company marched on the great city and fell during the fighting, but I retreated with others to be wounded to the Mordor. In the shadow of the Black Gate, I witnessed as the armies of the west approached, and I saw the fighting's end. So it was I witnessed the arrival of this man you defend, and heard his name spoken aloud by the men of Gondor. Mithrandir they called him, and even from so far away I knew him for a wizard. Mashkanu's bloodshot eyes flare with anger and with fear. I watched as the wizard Mithrandir threw his arms into the air, and the very earth rocks beneath his feet. The hour of doom, I heard him command over the tumult. In answer to his spell, the mighty tower and rampart of the Black Gate crumbled into dust. Wherever he looked, death came to his enemies, and those that could not escape perished. I fled, but still I can hear the terrible voice of the wizard and the death he caused. I swore to slay him if I ever could, but now my sword arm freezes. I'm unable to carry out my vow. Okay, so the hour of doom, he shouted, not realising it was the fall of Sauron that was causing it.
You are one of the theatre players who worked to free Ulishar from captivity when he was held by the Ordechai.
I know you from the recent performance and from the stories he has told you of his company. Your name is Mashkanu, wardrobe master of Turkar's travellers. But no one is one thing alone. You were a soldier pressed into service, forced to fight with Sauron against a host of the West through threat or falsehood. You have been deceived again, Mashkanu, this time by your own eyes. It was no spell of mine that brought low the Black Gate or the Towers of the Teeth on the edge of Mordor. The great weapon of Sauron's was unmade, and its undoing heralded the destruction of all that he wrought, despite his terrible power. Some who had been held spell enslaved by the Dark Lord of Mordor threw themselves into pits or fought desperate last strands, but many of his kind as you, Mashkanu, held in thrall not by enchantment but by fear of cruel commanders from Orach and their tales of horrible monsters from Gondor in the north. Know now the truth, my friend, and be healed, if such a thing can be possible. Just kind of shows misinformation. Be healed? I can never be healed, though my wounds have closed and once again speak the words Shatagara has given to me, seeking applause and coin. But so many of my friends return not from the northern forest or the fields outside the great city, or the Black Gate of Mordor. We were told that gate would never fall, but fall it did, and the vast armies of Barkush and Ordak with it. Mashkanu wipes his eyes. I beheld the wizard Mithrandir earlier this day and learned he answered to the name Inkanush. I could not believe it. Inkanush is a figure of mischief and a troublemaker, but none of the legends is he cruel or destructive. It is a balm for my heart to learn the devastation I beheld was not caused by the trickster sprite of myth that whom I laughed at in my youth, but that was instead a final cruel consequence of Barkush's evil.
I would remain and speak with Mashkanu a little longer.
Furthermore, my research is not yet complete. I must search for more information about the Urzal, the Den of Stone within the Kalmakila. I believe you should continue without me on the western road as it climbs into Ansharu. I will catch up to you when I finish my studies of Shajana, but until I have done so, you must remain alert for the presence of the Tharduth in Mir Galar. I spoke to Glorfindel of this possibility, my friend. He'll be waiting for you at the overgate outside the city. Cool. Right, let's get out of here then. Okay. Cool. I'm glad that it's very good. I said earlier about the writing in this expansion has been very, very good, and I'm enjoying how they've kind of tied it all together, because I think this has done kind of a retrospective look at what happened to all those that came back from the war and how their perceptions of what happened in the war are kind of totally different to what actually did happen. Right, okay, so we need to go back that way. Okay, let's see if we can get down here. Oop. There you go. Stuck. Well. There he is. Overdell and shall wait for you by the overgate.
These tidings are unsurprising.
I confess I expected Inkanush to remain here in Zajana for the moment I set eyes upon the Kamakala. Did he tell you about the Den of Stone? You tell Glorfindel that the wizards seem certain that the Den of Stone may have revealed more vaults of the Tharduth than Utugber alone, and the Elf Lord nods. He's really wrong, Farkov. These enchanted servants of Morgoth needed two things to threaten Middle-earth in the present age, and if Inkanush is correct, they may have both of these things in Murgalar, the end of their enchantment, and once again, an access once again to the surface. We will take the road northwest as it climbs into Ansharu and keep watch for any sign of the Tharduth or their Tugi warriors. Will Ulishar remain our guide on this road, or does he decide to remain in Zajana with the travelling players now that they are reunited?
I made a commitment to guide you on the road through Mojala, and I will not forsake that pledge.
Okay, Ulishar smiles. In any event, Satagara told me he must take the westward road in a few days. She's been hired to write a new play for the travellers to perform. It may be our paths will cross again. Once again, we'll cross again.
Ansheru, the height of the sky, was once known for the loveliness of its high forests and flowering meads.
But no longer. Now the plateau is parched and dry and cracked and waste among the high peaks of the moor. If Inkanush is correct that other vaults of the Tharduth remain, this would seem to be a likely place for them. The road that runs from Zajana to Ansheru has a reputation for danger. We must remain alert for brigands as we make our way northeast. Okay, how are we doing? Still on 56, so that's cracking through, that's fine. Right, let's get on the war steed then. So we're going to go King High, so we're going to be along to there and then into Ansheru. Okay. Let's just go on, let's get that on. Let's cut across. Let's cross country it. Let's just go cross country. Gonna go cross country. Bloody flies chasing me. Rude. I don't know who I am. Go. Gang signpost. Signpost even. When I get feeling I'm gonna get jumped. Shall we divide? Yeah, there we go. Fire, but you may have allies. If we repair the signpost, you may save others. Wait, repair. Better signpost making the road more safe for travellers. Cool. Let's push on. So I'm going to go here and find this horse route. I think that would be prudent because you can look into them there hills in the distance. Let's see how things go. So let's just crack on over here. Look for a little pathway across the river. There, down there to the right. Okay. Whoop. Territorial raptor. Oh, we got that, that's fine. Nice. There we go. Cool. We have.
May your day prove profitable.
Cool.